We are facing a Category 5 storm. The question is, are we prepared to temporarily sacrifice enough of the freedoms we as Americans take for granted to knock this menace down to at least a Category 3?
Hey guys, welcome back to Money News Management. Today I want to talk to you about some bad habits that you probably didn't know was costing you a lot of money. So what actually brought this thought process on was me reading this article about monkeys throwing darts at the stock section of a newspaper, and a scientist was picking them each year and outperforming the index of the market. So that really got me thinking, what am I not doing, or what don't I know that I'm not doing that could actually make me a lot of money? Because these were monkeys throwing darts. They didn't understand anything. They just wanted to do something. So their behaviors was actually something beneficial for them to get what they want. In their case, it was bananas. All that means is that people tend to have these behaviors or habits that they do on a day-to-day basis that they don't even notice. So I'm going to talk to you today about 4 of those habits that you might actually have that could be costing you a lot of money. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the money management news or any of these things that can help you increase your financial literacy. Also, make sure you give the video a like so that YouTube shows it to other people. Also, I'm going to drop a couple apps that I think might be beneficial to you while you're on this journey. A couple of them are investment apps. In case you want to jump into real estate, I'll actually drop a link for a real estate app. It's linked to one of the realtors on my team. So the moment you need help, you can actually just reach out to her. You don't even have to go through me. I don't get paid for any of that, but it's just, these are apps that I want to share with you because they've helped me. And I can help you get through them if you shoot me an email. I have that in the description below. If you need me to explain how any of this works, I'm more than happy. I'm sitting in my house all day. I would love to help you make money. Oh my God, Rashad, shut up. I did not come here to listen to you talk about all this foolishness. Okay, first of all, that kind of hostility, we're not gonna do that, okay? All right. Today, the first bad habit that I want to say that it actually is harmful for people is not thinking long term. So what actually got me thinking about this, in addition to that monkey research paper, was I was talking to my mentor one day, and he actually asked me something that I never really thought about before. And he simply asked me, how much money do you want to make in 5 years? I stuttered and I was like, 500,000. Like that was, and he was like, oh, okay, like that was nothing, by the way. And so with all that being said, it made me think, what does he know that I don't know? So I'm actually gonna ask you guys that same question. Simply, how much money do you wanna make in 5 years? Drop that answer down in the comment below, and I'd actually like to see some of those numbers. So one of the things about thinking long-term, when you think about things like investing, well, me, it's all about them money, baby, okay? So when you think about, investing long-term, you have people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and Phil Towns. These are successful investors. They make millions on millions of dollars just sitting around and waiting for things. Like with all this stuff going on, everybody's asking Warren Buffett, who's the #1 investor in the world, what are you gonna do?
Being a net buyer of food, I expect to buy food the rest of my life, and I hope that food goes down in price.
One of his philosophies is that millionaires are built during recession. They are patient. Now take this into consideration when thinking about how much money you want to make in the future. So the second bad habit is being afraid to take risks. Everybody is afraid to fail. It's natural. You don't want to fall down, you get hurt. You don't want to try invest in something and then you lose all your money and now you have nothing. Everyone is afraid of that bottoming out. So what you're afraid of doing or what you're afraid of trying, how much is that going to cost you in the long run? This is a bad habit because you have things called opportunity cost. How much does missing this opportunity cost you? And can you or will you give that much up? If you have the chance to make $1 million, but you're afraid to lose a minimum wage job, you really have to weigh your options at that point. But if you know there's so much more and you want to achieve so much more, why not reach for so much more? Realizing that things aren't that risky when you know what you're doing. And this actually will bring us into our third point, which is do your own research. When you know what you're doing, things aren't that risky. Anything that you know how to do, drive a car, walk. Yes, you can trip if you walk, but are you not gonna walk because you think you're gonna trip? Like these are things that you're confident in because you know how to do them. So why, if you want to do something else, would you not do the research? If you wanna buy a house, do a CMA. If you wanna invest into the stock market, learn how to read charts. If you wanna trade currencies, learn how to read candlesticks. All of this information is available to you through the internet. Now, if you don't know where to find them, feel free to email me and I will gladly find them for you. And when I show you something, find something else in addition to it. If someone tells you something, figure out if it actually makes sense. Go do a little research. Look up what they said. See what it actually says. People love to talk from pieces of anything. People actually misquote things all the time because they only say pieces and parts of it and then give it its own meaning. So do your own research. Make sure something works for you, and don't do something because you think it's a great opportunity and you don't want to miss it. Because if it's a great opportunity, I promise you it will still be there for you to get in on it. But most people have an iPhone or an Apple product or something that Apple does make.
Rashad, why are you talking about Apple products and stuff? I'm trying to learn about bad habits.
Apple started off as a computer company. They started making computers and they failed at it because they were losing to companies like IBM. People didn't believe in Apple. Steve Jobs knew what he was doing. He failed a couple times, but he kept trying. He knew what he was doing, so he was confident and he took the risk. And he thought about it in the long haul. When he saw it wasn't working, he thought about what it could be. And all of this really just segues into the last and final one, and that's know what's going on. Because if you want to start a business, I promise you there's another business out there that's doing exactly what you want to do. Figure out what they're doing, how you can improve on what they're doing. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. You want to make a better car.
Me knowing what's going on and having a business, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't know what you're talking about, bud.
When it comes to knowing what's going on and your financial literacy and you achieving financial freedom, let's take what's going on with this stimulus relief bill. And you tell me if that's not going to affect you financially if you do the wrong thing. And with all that being said, those are the 4 bad habits that you possibly have that could be keeping you broke. I know that was a little long-winded and I tried my best to keep things short. And if you feel like, Rashad, I get all of this, I know all this, I want to learn something else, feel free to email me, message me on social media. Whether you want to learn about real estate, investing, stocks, what it takes to buy a house, what it takes to build a house, what it takes to buy land, what it takes to do anything, how to start a business, what are some businesses, like how can I actually just sit at home on my computer with an internet connection and make $22 an hour? If you're actually ready to do any of these things, like start investing into real estate, or you just want to jump on to investing into stocks, but you don't really need the background information, then feel free to contact me and I will happily get you set up. I don't get paid for doing this stuff. I promise you, it's just something that I really enjoy doing. With all that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you next time when I come back to help you manage your money.